Hi, welcome to the RKKR Horror Book Club. My name's Rob Lamontagne, and that's Caitlin. Monkeys have never done anything wrong in my eyes, gets. And I wholly disagree with that statement right now.
I know. I know you hate chimpanzees.
I don't like them.
I love them.
This story should be called Ferris Bueller Gets a Toy Monkey. And we are talking about The Monkey by Stephen King, a short story in a book of collection of short stories.
This was my first time listening to an audiobook. I've never done
That's
it
right.
before. Didn't love it. I fell asleep twice.
Yeah, it's because Matthew Broderick was reading it. Oh my God.
Yeah, the terror and the horror. Did you
Yeah.
notice that? That drove me insane.
It was just Matthew Broderick the entire time. And I just could not get over that it was Matthew Broderick. And it was just like, I'm going to be very honest with you. This story did nothing for me. Like nothing.
What? I loved it.
Really?
Yes. I actually wish I really wish I would have had the physical book. I think it would have been awesome. I think that I really didn't like Matthew Broderick as a narrator.
No.
I really, really didn't.
No.
And I really didn't like listening to a book. The whole time I was like, "Man, this would have been way creepier in my head."
Really? Like,
Yeah.
I'm so used to them now that, like, I'm just used to hearing somebody read a book to me. But Matthew Broderick's voice, it didn't give me any differences between characters. So much so that when, like, there would be flashbacks and whatnot, and I would be
Mhm.
like, "What the hell is going on?" Like, buddy, your acting is so bad in this book that I can't even tell what is the present or the past. I can't pay attention to you. Like, I just could not do it. But having said all that, the concept of this toy monkey being it's not even otherworldly. I can't even say if it's possessed or anything. It's just
Yeah.
has mystic powers and whatnot. I like that concept. Like, I do like that concept. And so I do have some faith that the movie is actually gonna be pretty good because I like the idea of this bastard monkey toy, causing some shit. So
Yeah. Me too. I think that, I loved that it's really just a toy, except for, like, that one part when Hal was holding it as a kid, and he, like, felt, like, its heart beating, like, that's what he
mm,
thought, you know? And so, like, every time you see it in this book, it's just a toy monkey, but it clearly is something way more sinister than that, like, just like a cursed I don't know, like a cursed object that brings bad luck and death to for some reason, poor little Hal, like, why him? I feel so bad. How did it get into his house? Like, did it kill his dad? There are so many things that I was like, "Man, this is a really good short story." I really loved how the monkey is described. Its smile.
mhm.
So, like, whenever something really, really scary is happening and it's just like and then there he is just, like, staring at me with his, like, blank,
Well,
dumb
the
face.
original cover of this collection of short stories has that monkey on it, right? So I remember seeing that cover as a kid
Mhm.
and being like, "That's terrifying."
Yes.
Like, that was, like, the one book cover that I saw in my Auntie Cindy's Stephen King collection that, like, actually gave me, like, "Ugh, I don't like looking at this." I get the fear factor of this, but, like, part of me is just like, "Why can't you just rip its arms off and then just, like, keep the arms with you at all times?" To me, when
Yeah.
we have these, like, kinds of stories, why would you throw it away where you can't see it? Why wouldn't you just, like, literally, like, chain the arms together in a box and keep that on your mantle? And then people come over to your house and you're like, "That's weird." And you're like, and then ignore them every time that they try to ask you about it, you
Yeah.
know? Like,
Yeah.
there's parts of me that this is so solvable as, like, a scary thing. But
Yeah.
if we're gonna play into, like, the world of Stephen King and, like, all of the creepy little doodads that he has, I bet you anything this thing is, probably got a bit of the Shine possession to it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, 'cause, like, lots of his characters have, like, the shining ability, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Well, I don't know that, I only know The Shining and Doctor Sleep.
Yeah,
Those are the only
but,
2
like,
I know.
all of Stephen King's world, they all share, like, the same universe, I believe. Like, I think there's 1 or 2 things that step outside of it, but for the most part, they're kind of all connected, so that means that, like, this object would have something like that I bet you, like, Danny would be able to, like, box up in his mind or something like that, but the has nothing to do with the story.
Okay.
These are the things that I just build because of, like, Stephen King's world.
Yeah. See, interesting because I was like, "Oh, I wonder if they're going to touch on what created this monkey in the movie," but
Possibly.
yeah.
But, like, that's why, like, I'm excited to see the movie because I like the concept of this monkey causing chaos, but I wanna see it, like, from this perspective in the book. It wasn't like it was they wind it up and, like, "Well, let's see what happens," kinda thing, like, it was, like, almost, like, accidental,
It did it whenever it wanted. So,
but they
like, there
would,
were
like,
times.
bump the key or whatever in the back, and then it would just, like, they'd heard it, like, click 1 time, and that was enough, you
Well,
know?
yeah, but there was also times where, like, it was up in the attic, and so this was after his parents died, and he was living with his
Right.
aunt, him and his brother, and he found it in the attic, and it was, like, a time later where his dog, Daisy, came in, its brain exploded,
Right.
and then he was like and when that happened, he could hear the monkey from up in
Dang,
the attic,
okay.
so it just kind of did it, and it does it on its own, like, it doesn't really need anyone to.
That and then it was, like, on top of the one dude's, like he was taking a bath, right?
Yeah.
And
But
then
I
it
was like, did that actually happen, or is that Hal's imagination? I'm assuming it actually happened because the
oh, yeah.
monkey was
It
kind
had
of,
to have
like,
happened.
shining him, right? Like, he was like, "This is what
Yeah.
I did."
Yeah.
Cool, yeah. I mean, that was really creepy, and I loved right after that bath where he was like, "And then I walked down the highway in the middle of the night, and then I killed all these people, Hal."
Yeah.
And just I can just, like, imagine this little toy monkey hitchhiking down this highway, so cute.
Yeah, walking down the highway, getting 1 yellow line and causing that like, cause like, really, like, he's
Yeah.
got how it's not like he's, like, strolling like this.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I'm really interested to see how this is gonna be in the film because it's so sinister yet stable, like, it's just a toy in the book, you know? But then there's things like that where it, like, goes to this guy and then hitchhikes and finds his way all the way back to Hal, and it's like, "Well, how did this do it?" And I haven't seen all of the trailers, I don't want to, I saw the initial teaser trailer, that's all I want, but it looks really goofy and, it's not like a serious horror movie.
To me, this is what makes like, the one trailer that I saw, I was like, "This is exactly how it should be."
Yeah.
A little bit zany,
Yeah.
like, goofy, but
Creative.
violent, you
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah, I'm excited. Was there any point in the short story that you liked the most that you were like, funny, scared, whatever?
no, honestly, like, this short story
This just
did
wasn't it.
was not it. I should just say, like, it's just not for me. Like, it just like, in scenarios like this, all I can think of is, like, why would you do that? Like, why wouldn't you just do this? At the first sign of, like, madness from
Mhm.
this thing, you're an idiot, and you could have solved this in so many different ways. I'm not gonna just, like, go out into a field and just, like, hoof it away or something, like, or drop it down a well. Like, I'm gonna be like, "Okay," like, pour it in cement. Like, like, do something so because you figure out that the symbols mean something, right? Like, I just
He was 4 years old, Rob, when it
hey,
first
man,
started happening. Were you that smart at 4? Can you just be like, "Hey, I need cement, y'all. I got this, like."
at 4 years old, yes. I, at 4 years old, would have figured out how to stop Predator from getting me.
Predator, like, from the movie Predator? Oh my god. Get out of here. You would have been dead so fast.
Instant death. No, I just didn't. And you know what's crazy? I think that the reason why it's because Matthew Broderick ruined the story for me. That's
Mhm.
number one. And number two, The Mist is in this book. And like I'm like, compared to The Mist, this is just like, and then it ends happy too. Like, like it's just a happy ending.
That was the one complaint that I did have, besides
Yeah.
having Matthew Broderick being the narrator, which is not the book's fault, you know? So I don't think that you should do a rating on that. Or I guess you could. I don't know. Whatever. I did not like that Hal survived
Mhm.
at the end. Like, I really thought it would be better if he didn't make it, and then
His son
the
gets like
son
the
would
monkey. Yeah,
inherit this
exactly.
curse.
Then I'd be like, okay, it's not just this monkey, like it's the family.
Yeah.
Like then you could like world build off of that like, this family is actually cursed. It's not the monkey. It's
Yeah.
like the family.
Or that Hal's dad actually did something really bad to get this cursed monkey in
Yeah.
the family.
I would rather the spin be the family being cursed
Mm,
and that the monkey is like just the facilitator of that curse.
mhm.
And that's why you can't get rid of it because it's just like it's tied to the blood of that family forever.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. Like that I would be like, okay, that's creepy and terrifying because now no matter what, each generation that goes on might think that they've solved this problem, but instead actually they've just what if the curse even was like it like the kid will get rid of it, right? Say the kid watches his dad die or something, and then he like figures out like this goddamn monkey is cursed, and then he throws it away, gets rid of it, and the monkey stays away for 20 years, 30 years until he's like established a family or something like that. And then like the monkey resurfaces and then like does it all over again. And like that's the cycle of the monkey. Then I'd be like, okay, this is not so much, like because he even is like, how did this thing get out of the well? How? Like now I'm world building around this story that I didn't really like because I just try to fill in the gaps. But it just yeah.
Well, I mean, if it hitchhiked down a highway, I'm assuming it crawled with its little hands out of a well. He
One
used its
symbol
little
up in the
yeah.
air. Oh, dude, look at that monkey! And then like I just picture like two idiots in a car who see this like little monkey on the side of the road and they pick it up and then they're just like smoking weed in their car, driving around. Like the monkey, like, brother, you want a hit of this? And then like give the and the monkey shows up in the very next scene to like Hal's house later on, and his eyes are all like actually bloodshot.
So what would you rate this out of 5?
A two getting high while hitchhiking down the highway out of five. Living it up
Okay.
a little, you know.
Yeah, I give it 4 little monkey thumbs up hitchhiking down the highway out of 5. I really liked it. I thought it was really fun.
So I just gotta go over something here. Do you think that the monkey
Mhm.
took his little symbol off of his hand, tucked the other symbol under his arm, and was like doing this?
That's how I imagine it, yeah.
So your logic is that someone somewhere picked a monkey up and then dropped
No,
this
in
monkey off.
reality,
That's what you're saying to me. They dropped him off. Picking him up, I think that's funny. Maybe I'd be like, we can pick this up. Like that's funny. But then to like get in and be like, okay, so like where are you going? Like I'm going as far as this. Where are you going?
no, in reality, I imagine this little monkey at nighttime somehow getting down a highway and
Mhm.
then crawling into people's cars and eventually finding its way. But if I do wanna go that route of it, like, having its little thumb out and being like a talking thing, maybe that's not that far off because he could just kill them. So then no one would know that it's actually a moving little monkey, you know?
Yeah. No, I still I wanna think now in your world where the person is just like, "Oh, do you want me to get that for you?" And they, like, let them out. They, like, reach over this, "Oh, here, I'll unbuckle you." Click, click. "Thanks. Take care." Like, that's the logic that you're conveying to me right now.
As a joke.
But other than that, I just I still am excited for the movie. I will say that because I do think that it's going to be the idea of an object causing this much chaos. I'm hoping that they take the concept, not the story. That's what I'm
Mhm.
hoping for. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Take the monkey object, like the monkey's paw, the monkey, the haunted monkey, whatever, and make your own story out of that. Don't just copy this boring ass story. Do your own thing with the concept, you know?
I mean, I hope that they take this story and build on it. I don't know what your problem is. Agree to disagree.
Well, welcome to the last episode of the RKKR. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I love
Because
how
this
every
is it.
time I disagree with you, you say that. You say that this is the second time you've threatened to quit the show.
And it won't be the last. One more thing before I forget. We're talking to somebody outside of, the podcast. I let them borrow a book. Jason, if you see this, I let him borrow Letters to the Purple Satin Killer, and he pictured the serial killer in that as Luigi Mangione, as being that attractive. And I was like, oh, that's good. Because the guy was a stunner, right? And like
Yeah.
Luigi, a good looking fella. So I that was a good one. I was like, oh yeah, that would work for that guy. It really, really would. Because I don't think Ted Bundy is a handsome fella, but somehow they just thought he was back then. I don't know, weird
Yeah.
times, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
All right, and so next month's pick is gonna be Maggie's Grave by David Sodergren. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
Sodergren. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so
Sick.
excited for this. I cannot wait because I do want to go revisit that whole area again. Oh, one of my favorites.
Well, I'm actually really excited because to go from like, serial killer to vampires to like a short story, I feel like I really need some like gruesome,
Mhm.
you know, give me that nasty shit.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
been
I'm actually like I'm starting to just really like the self-published guys who are just, going outside of what you would expect. Like I thoroughly loved. I Letters, number one book that we've done so far. That's my top one. And then I would say it would go The Heart right underneath
mm,
that.
alright.
Because I love those things. Nothing wrong with Stephen King. It's like I feel like reading a Stephen King book is just like talking to an old friend. Like you just immediately know what you're reading, and you immediately get it because he has a certain style that like has just been such a cultural norm for so long now that yeah, it's just like everything. I don't know how to explain it better than that.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'm excited. Maggie's great. Let's do this. Well, alright, bud. We will talk next month then.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.